Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is Adam Dorn from Fitchburg Fire Rescue, number 2, number 3. We don't know where he's coming from. He's wherever he's
from a firehouse.
You're from a firehouse. And why do they call it a firehouse? No, we're not going down that talk today.
That's a great topic for another time, though.
We've already done that one. Give me something new, Dorn. No, I'm just kidding. Firehouse is really important. And I only pick on them because I've had to deal with them all these years, so there is that. It is the winter time, and we have snow on the ground, at least at some point we have, and there's a lot of things that we talk about during the winter time when we're talking about fire safety and stuff. And one of the big ones is the fire hydrant stuff. And it sort of become the second thing. Well, yeah, they say it every year. But when you drive around the city, and you know this firsthand, it still surprises me that we can't get these fire hydrants cleaned out and around them for your easy access. And we're going to explain that. You're going to have a chance to explain that. You should know that the water utility does try to clean out as many as they can, but there's a lot of fire hydrants out there. Dorn, why is it so important to clean out that fire hydrant and around that fire hydrant, I should say?
Yes. So it is extremely important to do so. That fire hydrant is basically our lifeline. When we go to a fire and we need more water to put out a fire than what is on our truck, that is our lifeline. That's where we get that water from. So if we don't have access to that water in a timely manner, we could be hurting ourselves as firefighters. We could possibly not be able to put the fire out or get to the people inside because the fire is between us and them. It comes down to it's a life and death thing.
Yeah, it's true. And you really think about it when the men and women of the fire department are going to make access to this. There's a lot of things running through your head at that moment, and your fundamentals of trying to get these things done. Making and clearing that path is a huge deal. Yeah. As you're doing it. What goes into as you're getting ready to hook up to a fire hydrant? What are you actually doing?
Well, there's a number of things that take place when we arrive on a scene. When we arrive, there's generally 4 people on an engine or a truck. That's it. So a lot of times people see when the media crews have showed up, it's been 15, 20 minutes and there might be 30, 40 people on scene. That's not the case when it starts. It's 4 people. And each one of those people have a very specific assignment that needs to be accomplished in a very timely manner. One of those is we call it making a hydrant or making the plug, where we have to take the caps off of first we have to locate the hydrant, then we need to take the caps off of the hydrant, put adapters on the hydrant so we can connect our hoses to the hydrant. After that, when we're in contact with the driver, who's at the engine, who controls where the water goes and when it comes into the truck, we talk with him, and he gives us a signal to send water. We open up the hydrant and water comes up the hose and into the truck. So there's a lot of different things there, but that's just one of the 4 main things that's taking place at that time. And one of the things that person, we call him the hydrant guy, when they come in to work that day, they look at the conditions that are outside. Is there a lot of snow on the ground? Do they need to put a shovel in the back where the hydrant bag is, or where we call it large diameter hose? It's basically a 4-inch hose that takes water from a hydrant and puts it in our truck. Do they have to have a shovel back there so that if we do come across a hydrant, we can shovel the hydrant out as quickly as we can, so that we can connect hoses to it and then send water up to the truck? That is all very time consuming for us. Generally speaking, we try to have all of our members be able to get off the truck, make the hydrant, and be ready to flow water in 1.5 minutes. Now that seems fairly quick, but if you're flowing a lot of water out of your engine, that 1.5 minutes goes by very fast. We only carry 750 gallons of water on our engine. So if we're flowing 150 or 250 gallons a minute, How much time does that give us?
You're depleting your the what is there super quick, and the fire, whatever the fire is, and all of those factors play into that as well. It's complicated.
It is.
But
it's like an orchestra, really. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to play their own part, but they're all working together.
Yeah, we had got to there was a garbage truck fire a couple months ago, and we were able to get out to there pretty quick. We actually got there. There was multiple calls happening at the same time, so the other units got there before one of the engines there. But the first engine was the Fitchburg one. Anyway, we got there and seeing that timing, it's crazy because they dropped the person, they grabbed their bag of tools, they had to pull the line so the truck could go forward, but meanwhile this fire is going, and but it was organized chaos. It was timely, but imagining trying to do that with snow and ice, and I think that's the thing to point out too, is if we don't clean it out right away, we all know what happens. It warms up and then it freezes, and then it warms up and then it freezes. So it's just making it more complicated for you guys having to actually dig around and try to get these fire hydrants open and ready to go.
Right. And one of the things I've come across is that a lot of people think that, well, it's not my responsibility, it's not my business to clear out a fire hydrant if it's not on my property. But understand, just because you don't have a fire hydrant on your property doesn't mean that we're not going to use a fire hydrant to put out a fire if it's at your house. So your fire hydrant may not be located on your property, but it's on your street somewhere. So find your closest fire hydrant and please shovel it out. Shovel it out the day of snow or the very next day, right? Whatever you can do, but make sure when you shovel that out, there's a 3-foot radius around that entire hydrant, because we need area to walk and put all our stuff, because it's happened. We have a bag full of tools and something falls out of the bag, and now it's in 2 feet of snow and we got to go dig for it. That's not fun.
Well, again, you're delaying the process to get the fire out, to start the rescue, to whatever. It just becomes this rippling effect, if you will, of getting everything taken care of.
And a lot of times when people clear out a hydrant, they clear it out from the sidewalk up to the hydrant, but there's still a 4-foot bank of snow that we need to go over. So if you can, do it safely. Don't stand in the street to shovel out a hydrant if you don't have to, but stand so that you can shovel it out, so that you go out to the road, so we have a path to get to it. It doesn't have to be a 3-foot wide path, but a path to get there is always better than nothing.
Right. No, I appreciate you breaking it down for us today. I know it's a lot there, and again, if you can help out the fire department, and like I said, even if it's not on your property, you can still help a neighbor out, get that taken care of. We grew up where I did, and we had a fire hydrant on the property. And so we always made it a priority, but we were young and stupid, and so we just we always loved public safety, so a little bit different scenario, but it's easy to do, and if you do it early and it just make it part of a routine, just like cleaning off your sidewalk. It's as simple as that. Adam, thank you so much for the time, appreciate it, and I'll look forward to having you back soon.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Adam Dorn, Fitchburg Fire Rescue. Clean off your fire hydrant, or clean around them. Well, you can clean them off too, I suppose. They probably like that as well. All right, we'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.